Okay, I think we're live. Let's hope so. I have been entertaining this week. I was going to go live after I got back from a trip that I took earlier or last week, and I was going to go live on Monday with my new stuff. And then my brother, who I had been with last week, we went to bury my mother's ashes between her parents. That was her wish. And so we met in Denver. We had the small ceremony. We were able to bury her urn. And so that was great. And then he was going to come back with us and hang out here for a few days and then go visit my dad, who lives a couple hours north of me. Well, then he changed his plan and he decided not to come Monday and Tuesday, which was fine. Then he decided to come yesterday. So I had planned to do it Monday, but then I had to do some other things to prepare for him to come tomorrow anyways. It's been a little bit of a whirlwind since the catalog went live, since most of you know my dear friends Kelly and Dina were here visiting me for a week, and then the catalog went live, and then I had to leave, and then I'm back, and whew, I'm so glad to be back. It's very exciting for me to be stamping with you guys again. Yay! And so, yeah, that's what's been going on around here. And in the meantime, my 16-year-old son got his very first job, which is super exciting. He's going to work for a company called Shipton's here in town, which is a farm and ranch kind of supply store. So he's a working man now, which is good. He can start making his own money because he wants to buy a truck. So that's what you do when you want to buy a truck. You get a job. So that works out pretty good. So that's exciting. So he was working, his first day was yesterday. So of course, proud mama moment. I had to get the photo of him and everything in his uniform, which is a t-shirt and some jeans. So that's exciting. Yeah, so I'm finally back. I had been playing with some new products last month because as demonstrators, we could order new products in May. So I did have some new products to play with. And so fortunately, those are some of the projects that you guys are going to see, or some of the cards that I made for swaps. Because I just did not have time today to create anything brand new with my brother here visiting. So, yay. So I do want to, I went through the comments and shares from the last video. So please comment on today's video. Please share today's video, as that is how I do reward you for doing that for me, because it really helps me out when you do that. Anyways, I'm just really checking my iPad here because sometimes I never really know if I'm live. I haven't seen any comments come through. I haven't seen any like hearts or thumbs up or anything. So sometimes I don't even know if I'm live. So can somebody leave a comment and say, yo, what's up, or something? And then I'll know people are here, because I am not able to access my page on my iPad right now. So I literally have no idea if anyone's out there. Let's hope so. Anyway, so I just frantically kind of threw a comb through my hair and slapped on a little bit of makeup. Obviously, it was not enough makeup, but what are you going to do? And so we're going to get started. So welcome, everyone. I'm so excited to be back, and I hope that you guys all had a great week. Those of you that I sent catalogs to, I hope you have received them by now. I forgot to send one to myself. Normally I send one to myself so then I kind of know when they're going to be coming. And I did not do that this time, unfortunately. So I have no idea if they showed up or not, if they're showing up. I've seen from a few of you that they have shown up, so that's good. I just really am worried that I'm not live. Am I talking to myself? Sometimes you wonder, are you talking to yourself? I don't know. But this dumb thing is not working. Oh, wait. Okay, I see myself. Okay, so I obviously am live, and that's good. Okay, so I wanted to give away a prize last week, or 2 weeks ago. Actually, I think it was 3 weeks ago, for gosh sakes, to somebody who did leave a comment. And Royalia Howard, you are the winner of a prize this week. So I do have some self-adhesive sequins to mail out to you. And so I will get those out to you, Royalia. So congratulations. I wonder if I can swipe. Oh my gosh, I didn't have my comments on here. Technology is such a crazy thing. Normally when I go live, the comments just automatically show up. Now, I don't know if Facebook has changed something, because Lord knows Facebook changes stuff constantly. And the comments weren't showing up, and I literally just swiped across my phone, and there they are. Okay, so I am live. Sorry, you guys. Thank you for commenting and telling me I was live, even though I was. It looks like there's a ton of you guys here. Teresa, Brenda, Joy, Sandra, Chris, Pam, Barbara, Debbie, Kathy, Pam, Mary Ellen. Yay. Okay, thanks you guys. Whoops, now that I've got that, oh, I just did something else. Ah! I better quit, just stop touching it because, you know. So anyways, Royalia, congratulations to you. Okay, let me put this back there. It's a mess, so I can figure that out. Okay. I did want to first talk about something. Some of you guys that watch me are demonstrators, obviously, and welcome to my Facebook Live. I am happy to have you guys here. I am offering these designer series paper sampler charts, reference charts, whatever you want to call them. I am offering these, and they can be purchased by customers too. It's not just demonstrators, guys, but normally a demonstrator is somebody who would really make use of something like this more so than maybe a customer. But anyway, there are 11 of them that are in my kit, and this is just a sample. This is a Forever Greenery Designer Series paper chart, and you can see that there are all the samples of the paper. This is like a double-sided paper. You got two of the papers here. This is double-sided. This is double-sided. And then I have all the coordinating colors in the paper, little color swatches here on the side. So the kit itself is $25. You will get 11 of these pieces of cardstock. So you'll get the printing on the white cardstock. You will get packets of the papers and the little circles. You will put this together yourself. Okay. It comes to you priority mail, which is like $7.75. That's included in the $25. And you will get like these 2x4 pieces of card or designer series paper. You'll cut them in half, flip one, and glue them down, and then a little circle. So all these pieces will be in a package that'll be labeled, so you'll know which one goes with which. Like here's one for the brand new ink colors, the designer series papers. These are 1.5 by 3 inch little squares. So you will get a 1.5 by 3 inch rectangle. You'll cut it in half and do the same thing. Of course, the coordinating colors on the side. So these I'm selling as kits for $25. If you want one, please send me an email, barb@barbstamps.com, or you can message me here on Facebook, and then I can get you a PayPal invoice for those. I am taking orders for them through Sunday, June 14th. I think that's Sunday. And then I will cut and prep and package and get them all out next week. That is my plan. So that is something that I'm offering. It's the first time I've ever done that. I've seen lots of people use charts like that, and I myself personally find them extremely helpful. To take that out, I'll just keep it in my designer series paper package. When I pull the paper out, I can see immediately what colors of cardstock go with that paper, which is super helpful. I'm old, I can't see very well, and the writing on those packages is like teensy tiny, and it's very hard to read. So with something like that, it's just going to make it a lot easier for me to hopefully use more of my designer series paper, because designer series paper is no good if you hoard it. Okay, and I'm a hoarder of designer series paper, so this is I'm saying this with love to all of us. We've got to use our paper. So there you go. So hopefully that will help me use it a little bit more. Okay. What else do I have here? I have a ton of swap cards. I'm not going to show them all to you guys today, but I will show you a few. And normally I create 3 projects for you guys on my Facebook Live. Today I'm only going to have 2. Like I said, I didn't have a whole lot of time today to get ready for this. Literally at 10 to 5, I was trying to fix my hair and put some makeup on. So here I am. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the camera over. I've got a few other things to talk about, and then we will get to our projects. And of course, if you guys have any questions, any comments, please put them. Now that I can see my comments, I figured that out, so yay me. Yeah, then you can leave some comments. Please, again, share the video. If you're watching this on YouTube later when I upload it, give it a big thumbs up, because that really helps my channel out a lot. Teresa says she'll never use all of her paper. You know, none of us probably will, but we've got to start. We've got to start. We've got to just make it a mission to get some of that paper out of our place, because then we can't buy any more. And there's so many more beautiful papers, and we all want them, but then we have guilt because, oh, I have so much paper, so we've got to use it. We've just got to. We're doing ourselves a huge disservice if we're not using it. So that's just my thought. Okay, we're going to flip the camera, and hopefully I have the paper set up properly. Whoops, there's my ceiling. That's nice. At least you weren't looking up my nose. That would not be pleasant. Let me get my chair out of the way. And, what the heck? Oh, I had a bunch of papers here so I could remind myself what I wanted to talk about. And when I cleaned up my designer series paper charts, I took all that with me. Okay, so new to Barb Stamps this month in June. I'm going to zoom in just a touch. is something called my Totally Techniques Online Club. This is a new thing for me. And what it is it's a 6-month commitment on your part as a customer or demonstrator. It doesn't matter who orders from me. And each month I am going to have a technique of the month. I will mail you a card made with the technique along with a technique card. And do I have one around here somewhere? Let me peek in my bunch of junk here and see what I got. Well, kind of. This is my start. These are all the techniques, and I've taught live technique classes. I used to teach them once a month. And these are literally all the techniques that I know that I've actually done before. There's about 149 of them, okay? And so now I'm going to be like repeating the technique, but of course with current merchandise and current products. So what you will get is you will get a piece of cardstock with the directions printed on it, and you will have a little swatch of the technique up here. You will also get a greeting card made with the technique as well, okay? And so how do you get this? Very simple. You place an order in my online store using my monthly host code, which is in the description of this video for June. You do it by the 22nd of the month. You email me and let me know that you want to be in the club. I'll write you on my list, and then you will get the card and the technique card that month. Now, if you stay with me for 6 months consecutively, ordering $30 each month minimum, you can order more, of course, I will give you a $30 credit at the end of the 6-month period. Okay. All this information's on my blog. If you go to barbstamps.com, right along the top of the page, you will see something that says Totally Techniques Online Club. You can click on that and read all the information there. You will be responsible for keeping track of your orders, and then you will send me your completed form after the 6 months is up with the products that you want to order, and then I'll order them for you. So that is the first thing I wanted to talk about. Next, I want to talk about my June online class. It's going to be with the Artistry Blooms suite. And let me just whip this out here. Here is the stamp set. Nope, that's not the dies. Are these the dies? Nope. I got a whole bunch of stuff here in my bucket. And I don't... What the heck? Oh, no, maybe this is the dies. Let's just whip this open and find out. So the class is going to have 9 cards that I will create for the class. I will have an emailed excuse me, I've got some in my throat. An emailed PDF file that you will get, and it will have links to videos for all of the projects, okay? Is this the right die set? Yes, you can see I haven't had a chance. So this is the bundle, the stamp set, the die set. Then the class also includes the Artistry Blooms Designer Series paper. Is this it? I have one that's open. I was getting ready to make the rest of my sheets. Oh my gosh, I can't find it. My stamp room is a flippin' disaster. So it's got Designer Series paper. Well, I haven't opened this, but I guess I could. To show you. I just got all my product shares out of here, so I could have shown you a product share, but the mailman picked them all up just a few hours ago. So if you ordered a product share from me, it's on its way to you right now. Why is it I can open these Designer Series paper packages like lickety-split when there's nobody watching me, right? Okay. So here are the patterns in this paper. Really, really bright and pretty. Super excited to get this class out to you guys. It'll be ready for emailing next Friday, which is June 19th or sooner. If I can get it done sooner, I will if you've ordered it. And then I'm also including this. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this. This is rainbow glimmer paper, you guys. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And so the bundle includes the stamps and the dies, this paper, some sequins that I have in one of my buckets. Here we go. These little fun sequins that already have adhesive on them, and a roll of the white crinkled seam binding ribbon. Okay, so that's my June online class. Where does this go? I think it goes in there. And the cost of, you can purchase my bundle of products from me for $102. If you do that, you will get the online class and the pre-cut cardstock kit for the class for free. Or you can just purchase the class and the cardstock kit for $35, or you can purchase just the class for $20. And those links are, well, they're in the description of this video. If you want the whole bundle, you will have to email me, as I'm not allowed to put a link to a bundle of products per Stampin' Up! Guidelines. So if you want the bundle, let me know. If you just want to order the class with the cardstock or the class alone, the link is in the description of this video. Okay, moving on. Oh my gosh, you guys. June is the most exciting time to become a discount shopper with Stampin' Up! When you join Stampin' Up! As a discount shopper in June, you get to pick any bundle out of the catalog that you want, whether that's a stamp set and a die bundle or stamp set and a punch bundle. You get to choose one. I just happen to have this one on my sheet because it's the most expensive one and it's beautiful. It's called the Blossoms in Bloom, and I have a few projects done with it. So here's a card I made using the stamp that's included in the set. So it's this gigantic floral stamp, and then it's got some other little stamps and some leaves. It also comes with a super gorgeous die, and I made my in color card, so you can see this die here, and it's the most expensive bundle in the catalog. So if you don't have it already, which maybe you don't because the catalog just went live, you can join Stampin' Up! As a discount shopper for $99. You get to choose $125 of anything you want out of the catalog, and then any bundle you want can be included in that kit. So you can get well over $200 worth of merchandise for $99. That is an amazing deal. It's only through June 30th. And so if you have a wish list of at least $100, you are doing yourself a disservice if you do not sign up to be a demonstrator, because honestly, there's no risk involved. If you decide it's not for you, you simply drop after 3 months when your time is up, and there's no penalties, and you still keep everything you bought, and everything you bought while you're a demonstrator, you purchased at a discount. So honestly, there's no reason not to be a demonstrator. If you've got a wish list of at least $100, you should absolutely sign up as a demonstrator. And you can do so on my blog at barbstamps.com. There's a link across the top that says join my team. And then there's information about how to do that. And of course, if you have any questions or want any more information about it, please contact me, because I am more than happy to help you with that. Okay, so that's for joining Stampin' Up! Now, if you are just want to shop Stampin' Up! In June, you get an extra $25 in host rewards when your party is at least $250 or your own personal order. There's no judgment here. If you want to order $250 yourself, absolutely, I would love that. You're going to get an extra $25 in rewards. You're going to get $50 total on that order in free stuff. Now, if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you could get your 12-month Paper Pumpkin subscription, add a few more items to it, and then get $50 of free stuff. So it's a great time to be a demonstrator. Is the bundle extra from the 125? Pam, I'm not sure what bundle you're talking about. Oh, you mean the any price bundle you want? Yes, Pam. So you would choose $125 of merchandise out of the catalog, whatever you want. Then you would find a bundle in the catalog that you want, and you would get that too. So basically, if you purchase the bundle that I showed you, you would be getting $185 worth of stuff for the 99 bucks. Okay. So Pam, if you're wanting to join, you should do it. And I can help you if you have any questions. Okay. So this is kind of like for customers. Then the customer special is the extra $25. Now, if you are a customer and you do order from me regularly and you want to create your own host code, say you're going to place 3 or 4 orders throughout the month and they're going to end up totaling $250, I am happy to start a host code for you. You can order today, you can order maybe next week, maybe the next week after that. And then before the end of the month, you can close out your party, quote unquote, and then you can get the $50 of rewards. So if you're interested in doing that, like you can't buy all the $250 right now, but you can spread it out over the next few weeks, definitely let me know, because I will happily get you a host code so that you can get the extra rewards. Okay. And again, if you have any questions, email me or message me here on Facebook. Okay. This month, so June, is the Share Sunshine Paper Pumpkin Kit. Now the cutoff has already happened for you to get the kit, but I wanted to let you guys know of a little thing I'm going to be doing this month. When I get my kit, it's going to come in this fun little box, and it's also going to give me a little label that I can put on to cover up the Paper Pumpkin logo, and I can mail my box to somebody. So what my plan is I'm going to get the box, I'm going to create some of the projects in it, and then I'm going to include a bunch of yellow treats different kind of things that are yellow, a sunshine theme, and I'm going to mail it to one of my Paper Pumpkin subscribers. Okay, so one of you girls who is a Paper Pumpkin subscriber with me is going to get a box full of sunshine after I get my kit and make some of the projects in it. So yay! I'm super excited to do that, you guys. When Dina, Kelly, and I were here, we went to Walmart and we just found all kinds of fun things that are yellow that we could put in the box. So yeah, so one of you be looking for that little surprise from me in the mail. Okay, lastly, before we actually stamp, geez, I feel super long-winded today. The July kit is called Summer Nights. You have until July 10th to sign up for this kit if you want it. And what it's going to include is enough supplies to create 9 postcards and coordinating envelopes, as well as 9 die-cut tea light bags, which I think they are showing us here on this little sneak peek that we have. Then, if you want, there's an add-on kit that you can add on to that starting July 1st, it looks like, and they're available while supplies last, that you can get 24 pre-printed card bases and coordinating envelopes. The card sizes are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, standard size card. I don't know what that's going to cost. They didn't tell us that yet, but there's going to be more information coming. So just kind of keep it in mind if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. That is a serious mouthful. That this is what the July kit's going to be about. And if you're interested in the add-on kit, that'll be available July 1st. So there we go. That's all that's kind of going on right now with Stamp It Up. And now I think that we need to get to a little bit of stamping. And then I will kind of, as we're stamping, maybe throw in some of our new ribbons so you can look at them, or some of our new embellishments, that kind of thing. In fact, maybe I'll just throw some out there right now. Like I said, I just did all my product shares, so I have a little bit of everything. This is another reason why I offer product shares, you guys, is so that I can get a little bit of everything too. So this is one of our ribbon combo packs. I think it's I want to say it's the Playful Patterns, but, you know, don't quote me on that because I can't remember anything in the new catalog yet. It's going to take me a little while to get it all figured out. The In Color Dots, these are unfortunately on... I think they're unorderable right now. Either that or they're on back order at the moment, but they will be back and they're super cute. And they, of course, match all of our brand new colors. Gilded Gems we've seen. These cute little Playing with Patterns resin dots. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what this ribbon is from. And these are super flat. So these are not going to add any bulk to your projects. So you won't have to incur any extra cost when you mail somebody a card using those little fun things. That's old. That's old. Ooh, we have these new fun doilies. Everyone who ordered one of my I Want It All kits of, what am I calling these? I Want It All kits. Get a package of these cute little vellum square doilies. Super cute. And then I showed you these little blossom things. So that's your first little sneak peek. So let me get a project out here. This is one of the projects that I was actually making in the car on my way to Denver. I got everything all cut and all that good stuff. And so on my way to Denver, I was putting it all together. So I'm going to make the card for you guys here live on Facebook. Okay, so I've got some Stampin' Blends. I've got my Calypso Coral. I think I have 2. Oh yeah, 2 of the Seaside Spray. And then the Just Jade, which is one of our brand new in colors. We do have 4 new in color sets of blends. We have the Just Jade, the Misty Moonlight, the Magenta Madness, and the Cinnamon Cider. So we're using the Just Jade today. Here is my papers, and now I just forgot something. And I knew that was going to happen when I took it over to my die cutting machine earlier today. I'm also going to be using the Forever Greenery folders on both of the projects. On this project that I've got here, you can see I've got this piece here. I just cut this, I think it's 1 3/4 by 5 1/2. I kind of put it in there on the diagonal a little bit so I could get the most pattern, the most bang for my buck on the ends. So you can see I've got that nice embossed detail. So that's a little piece there. I'm also going to use this folder on my other card. That is one of our new sets of folders that's in the new catalog, and I believe it's called the Forever Greenery folders. Okay, so we have a card base of, what is this? Seaside Spray. I need a bone folder. Still haven't really cleaned up my room since when Dina and Kelly were here, and look what they left me. Apparently they didn't remember to pack their dimensionals, so I have a lot of dimensionals now. So we can just dimensional everything because we have so many of them. Okay. What else do I need? I need my stamps. Where are my stamps? My stamps are from the Jar of Flowers stamp set. This also has a matching punch to punch out the little jar. It also has those little cute little mason jar, little snow globe kind of things, but they're actually mason jars. So that's really fun. So I'm going to be using this image here paired with the stems to make a cute little bouquet. And I'm going to stamp those both in my Memento ink on some white. I should measure that for you because I can't remember. I think it's 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. 3 1/4, 4 1/2. Yes. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to ink up my flowers. And again, I think I said this already, but I'm using Memento because I'm going to be doing the coloring with blends. And so I need Memento in order to do that. Okay. And we're going to stamp this about right here, I think. Okay, so you can see it's got that kind of harsh line there, but we're going to hide that. So then I've got the little stem pieces here. Do you spray your cardstock before embossing? No, Pam, I don't. You can. I know a while ago we used to recommend that quite a bit, but I haven't done it for a long time. I think it will actually give you a better impression. But again, I'm lazy. Chris, I think she's talking about either with water or with alcohol. When I did used to do it, I sprayed it with alcohol because alcohol does not like destroy the fibers of the paper. It evaporates quickly, but not super quickly, so you can still emboss it and get a nice impression. But if you spray it with water, and maybe you get a little crazy with the water is going to make your cardstock kind of buckle. So if you do spray it, definitely spray it with rubbing alcohol rather than water. You will get a deeper impression, but I'm lazy and I just don't want to take the time to do it. Okay, so I'm going to stamp my stems now, and this may have to be a redo. We will see what happens, because I think it's, well, it'll probably work. We're going to go ahead and leave it and hope for the best. Okay, obviously this looks terrible, but I'm going to cover it with my ribbon, so you're not going to see how awful that looks. So there's a little trick that you can use these two stamps together, even though they don't really mesh together, they'll be fine. Okay. I also wanted to bring out our new Stamp and Seal. This is our new adhesive to replace our snail. The Stamp and Seal is a little bit better than snail. And then we have the, where is it? The Seal Plus, which is like Fast Fuse, but better. If you guys remember our old Fast Fuse. So we've got the Stamp and Seal Plus and then the Stamp and Seal. And so we're going to use our Stamp and Seal today to put this together. And I honestly haven't even used this yet. So this is going to be my first rodeo at that. So we're going to just kind of see, how do I get this to short it first? Maybe. That to come out. Seems to roll out fairly smoothly. And we'll just check it off at the end. That looks good. And that actually does seem pretty dang sticky. So this is a good sign. And I know some of you that lived in maybe some more humid climates struggled with snail not sticking. I live in Wyoming. It's pretty dry here for the most part, and so I never really had an issue with snail, but I know a lot of people did, and so I think that's why they got rid of it. Okay, got that. Now we're gonna see how this works out. Normally I would use liquid glue on an embossed piece of cardstock. Whoops. But we're going to try the seal this time, see what happens. Normally I would say don't use a tape runner, but if this is so much better, we will check that out. Okay, so we're going to set that on here. And I'm going to see if I can actually like peel that apart. Well, I can. Interesting. And maybe that's because it's embossed, and maybe I should have used my liquid glue on that anyway. We'll see. Okay, so we got that. I'm going to have to do some coloring. I will try to color fast because I know that it can be super boring to watch people color. So I'm using my light Just Jade blend. And we will try to do this quickly. These little stems are a little bit, not hard, but you kind of have to find one and then like follow it all the way up to the top. And honestly, if you just color in a spot where there isn't a stem, no one's going to notice. Okay, So has anybody been able to place their first order from our new catalog? Let me know in the comments. I was super excited. I was able to get my order in right away on June 3rd. And I was able to expedite it. And so it did show up here on Monday for me, which was what I was hoping for. So that I could, I was hoping to go live and show you guys everything on Monday. But like I said, I found that my brother was going to come. And anyway, I wasn't really prepared for guests. You know how that is when your house is a disaster and you're not really prepared for guests. I mean, even though he's my brother, I still don't, you know, I want my house to be clean. He doesn't care, but I do. Okay, I'm trying to look at my cheater card over here so I can make sure I get all this stuff colored in the right way, and so I can still do it kind of quickly so you guys don't have to be, ooh, Pam did hers, and hers will be there tomorrow. Good job, Pam. And so this is my light Calypso Coral. And of course, I don't even know what these flowers are called, what any of them are. As far as I'm concerned, when you're coloring flowers, when you're stamping, you can color flowers any color you want. I don't feel like you have to, like, you know, research, go, oh, well, this looks like a tulip. Because, of course, I don't even know if that's true. It might be a tulip. I don't have any idea. My mom was the one who was the flower person in the family. Her and my grandfather were really, really big at gardening and making, growing flowers, especially roses. My grandfather was really, really big into roses. And my mother also loved roses. And we did have quite the little rose garden out the back of our house when my mom was alive. All right, I need the green once again. There are some little doohickeys around here that I kind of think, you know, are, I guess, leafy, sort of. Maybe they're not. Maybe they should be, I don't know, maybe they're lilacs and they're supposed to be purple. I don't know. Like I said, I don't ever really care. I just color whatever, you know, whatever strikes me. I kind of pick out my colors and then I just kind of go from there. Jeans came today. Nice, Jean. That's awesome. Let's see, anyone else? Anyone else got their orders in? Okay, so then, oh, I need a thanks stamp. Where is it? Okay, here's the thanks stamp. And it came out of something. Like I said, I got all these cards ready to go before I went on my trip to Denver. And I honestly cannot remember where they came out of. Oh my gosh, what the heck would I have gotten that out of? I don't even see an open stamp set anywhere here around my table or anything. Ugh, I'm the worst. Nope, that's not it. It's not. Wow. Well, I'm pretty sure it's a new set. I have no idea, you guys. I'm so sorry. I am just, everything is hard today. But I will try to figure it out. Jennifer says hers comes tomorrow. Yay, Jennifer. This is a really cool thanks image. And hopefully we can figure out where the heck it's from. Because it's pretty cool. See? Look at that font. Isn't that fun? I could swear it had some other fun phrases in it too. Oh gosh, you guys. I tell you, there are days when I literally don't have any idea what's going on. Today is one of those days, obviously. Okay, so I need some ribbon. I'm not going to use the white. I changed my mind, I think. But I might use the Seaside Spray, really pretty kind of shimmery ribbon. Or I might use this, but this might be a little bit too thick. And it might be too much green. Let's try this. Let's try trying a bow with this, and we'll see. On my swap cards, I actually did them white. But when I was looking at my stuff today, I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe that Seaside Spray would look pretty. I know, Jean, right? The font is amazing. And Pam is so nice. She's telling me that it's fine. I get frustrated when I can't, you know, when I don't know things, it's a little frustrating. See, that'll just cover up that little spot where we thought it looked ugly. Okay, I think we're going to go with this. Let's see how this works out. That actually looks like that's about the right size. Okay, we'll get I couldn't find my favorite sweatshirt. This one's like too short. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening around here. My husband got called out at 4 o'clock this morning. He's in law enforcement. He got called out at 4 o'clock this morning. Thankfully, it was nothing. So he was, so he did come home. Thank God. Anyway, so yeah, it's just been a little crazy here. And then my son having a job, you know, I kind of feel like as his mom, I should get up in the morning and make him breakfast. You know how that is. So yeah. Hello, Diane. Thanks for joining us. Okay. We got that. I feel like I've got a mess going on here that I'm not happy about. Ooh, you know what else I have? Look at these little butterflies. These little butterfly gems. I kind of thought maybe these little seaside spray ones might look really cute. Many mates. Oh my gosh, Janet. Yes. Thank you so much. Now I have to figure out where the heck my mini mates or my many mates stamp set is. So yes, Janet's helped us all. Thank you again, Janet. And it's called Many Mates. Okay. So I was thinking of maybe putting one of these little butterflies. Let me take your pick tool on here. Can I get that off? Yeah, I can. I don't know. Would a butterfly do that? Maybe a butterfly and its friend would do that. Actually, I think that's kind of cute. These are new. Obviously, these are our last year's in colors. So let's try that. Oh, thank you, Janine. It's so funny. When I first was designing this card last week, like, I don't know, it was 11 o'clock at night, the night before I went to Denver. I started stamping it on white, and then I started coloring it in with the seaside spray, and then I just kind of kept going, and then I pulled, yeah, it just all worked out. Oh, Jean, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes, I will definitely tell him that. He has been in law enforcement for 25 years now, so he's seen a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff he probably wishes he hadn't seen. Okay, so we were going to do that with some dimensionals. Ooh, I am just really happy with how that turned out. I think that's so cute, except you know what? I think it's crooked. Yes, I know you guys are going to probably laugh at me and say, oh, geez, Barb, come on. But I still have my cataract in my left eye. I was going to get it fixed, and then, of course, the Rona happened, and so then I couldn't. And now I've got so many things going on, I just haven't done it. Ugh! And, of course, when I want my dimensionals to just come off and give me some grace, they're not going to do it. But I think we can still get it to work. Okay, that looks a little bit better. So there it is. Thanks, guys. So let me put that aside, and I'll clean up my mess. And then we will move on to our next card. So let me put some of these things back where they belong. Get the blends out of the way. Oh, and then here's the card how I did it as a swap, because I didn't have any of my new stuff. I didn't have my butterflies, and so this is how I actually am doing it for the girls that I'm swapping with. I actually used a mint macaron marker because I didn't have my Just Jade, but I do think I like the Just Jade better. It's a little bit darker, so the leaves kind of show up a little bit better. I used the blue ribbon instead of the white. I actually didn't have enough of the blue ribbon, so I couldn't have used it anyway. And then I put pearls on, but I think I kind of like those little butterflies just kind of, you know, flying around there. So there you go. Okay. Let's get this stuff cleaned up. And again, a big thanks to Janet for telling us where our stamp came from. Many Mates. We'll probably need some more glue dots, so I'm going to keep those close. I'll need that. I don't need these. Okay, moving on. Ooh, this is a fun card. I did this also for a swap, and it just kind of one of those things where I was just messing around one day, and it just kind of happened. So hopefully you will enjoy it. I am going to be using the Lovely You stamp set. Now, this stamp set does come bundled with a punch, this little tiny flower punch, so you can kind of see. Oh my gosh, that's wrong. Start over. Oh my gosh, you guys, losing my mind completely. And again, thank you, Carol, too, for telling us it's from Many Mates. Lovely You goes with the Lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch punch. So this is a two-sided punch. You will get two different options of ends to pick from. And so let's just kind of pull some scraps out here and punch some of them so you guys can actually see what this thing does. Okay, here's a scrap of Magenta Madness. And let's just cut we'll go with a 1 inch first, because the punch itself, you can put either a 1, 3/4, or 1/2 inch piece of cardstock in it. Okay, so we'll start with a 1, see what happens. shake that out. So we're going to unlock it, of course. And you can see that just slides right in there to the 1-inch mark. But I have found that I like to turn my punch over and just kind of make sure, because I have found that I can, even though I slide it in the track, I can get it in there crooked. And if I get it in there crooked, when you punch it, it's going to look kind of silly. So I like to look at the back here and just kind of make sure I'm even on all sides. And then I punch it off. And then that is what you get from a 1-inch strip of cardstock. Let's give ourselves a 3/4 here. This piece is a little awkward. Okay, here's a 3/4. We'll slide that little 3/4 in there. And again, I'm going to flip it to the back and just kind of look and make sure that I've got it. And if you actually can get it pushed up against the back, it works a little, it's fairly good. But I just like to look because I'm a little bit anal about stuff. So there we have our 3/4 inch. So we have our 1-inch and our 3/4 inch end. Okay. And now we are going to do a half. So how am I going to get a half out of this little guy? I think this might be a half right here along this edge. We shall see. Okay, so we'll slid right in there. Yep. So here's our half. Get that punched off. Oh yeah, that worked out really well. So we have our 3/4. Actually, let me find something to put this up against. It's a little bit more contrast. Here we go. So that's the first set of borders there. So now I think if I cut this off, I can do, this is also 1-inch again. So we're going to put it in the other side. And I'm going to look at the back again, just because I just find I get a better go with this thing if I do that. So there we go. So we have this fun little end. And let me get that off of our 3/4 piece here, and we'll slide that in the track. And we will check it out. Here's our 3/4. And then we'll cut the end off the half, slide our half in there. Whoops, get it in there, and then flip it over. Okay. Make it nice and even, and then there we go. So we have all these fun little ends. Here's our 3 ends from the one design, and then here's our 3 ends from the other. So this particular stamp set is bundled with this punch. So if you want to get a little bit of a discount when you purchase a bundle, you do get 10% off. So if you like both of those items, I would highly recommend getting them both. Okay, so we are using a piece. No, we're not. Where did this come from? That was that was just for show. That doesn't count. Okay, we've got Thick Whisper White, we've got Petal Pink, and then we've got some Just Jade on our little greenery piece. Now, I showed you those 2 folders for the last card. I'll bring them out again. So we already used this one. So now we're going to use this one. So what I did with this, because I'm going to cover up the seam, quote unquote seam, I wanted my leaves to be on my card up and down, if that makes any sense at all. I didn't want them to be, where's my, well, now I'm going to kind of show you the card, and I didn't want to. But anyways, you'll get to see how I make it. So, okay, so this is one of the cards that I made. You can see that the leaves are straight, you probably can't see because of the glare. Oh, sorry. Okay. Here we go now. Okay. So the leaves are up and down, which is how I wanted them to be. And then this one, when I did my swap, just because of time constraints, I did it the other way because I just couldn't take the time to run it through an extra time. But when you do this, obviously, this folder is only this wide. So you can't get the entire strip in one pass, right? So, of course, this way I could just run it through one time I was done. So, but this one, so what I did was I stuck the paper in like this, ran it through my machine, slid it over, ran it through my machine again. So now I have 2, but I do have this kind of, you can tell in this section right here that they don't mesh together, which is fine because I'm going to cover that up. Okay. So that is what you can do with this folder if you don't want your leaves to be going the wrong direction, depending on how you're putting the card together. You know, that probably doesn't even make any sense. And maybe nobody even has any idea what I'm talking about, because sometimes I make literally no sense, even to myself. Okay, so we are going to take this label, and this label comes to us from, oh my gosh, where is it? here we go. The Tasteful Labels dies. And now this set of dies, there's 10 in the set. This is my little cheater pack where I ran every die through the machine, and then I made like a little cheater thing here. So we've got these 3 dies. Oh, thank you, Jean. Sometimes I make no sense even to myself. So you can see we've got this fun little die here, and then we've got some, in the negative space, we've got the stitching, okay? And then on the die cut itself, there's also stitching. So you've got stitching on the piece itself and the negative space. This little guy fits right in there, and you can see, barely, there's a little bit of embossing around that negative spot, and there's a tiny little bit of embossing on the edges of this label also. This little guy here, again, there's a tiny bit of embossing that's around the negative space, and then there's some embossing around the label too. So those are 3 of them. And we have this one that I die cut out of the Bumblebee. So again, we've got the stitching around the negative space and the stitching around the label itself. And this fun little thing, look at how fun this is. So you get that negative, it's not really stitching, it's more like little tiny triangles. And then on the circle, you do get some more of that detail, which is really fun. So we've got, so that's 5 of the dies. Here's another one. This one, it's so hard to tell you guys on camera, but I can just barely see the outline of these dies. And I'm pretty sure when we get our new die cutting machine, we're going to have embossing mats and silicone mats that are going to make these embossed images really come out. So I'm super excited for our new machine to come out. I can hardly wait. Don't know when it's coming out yet though. And then here's the 2 labels. So this is the one I'm using today, right there. And then we have this last one here that has 3 little dies. We've got this fun little banner, again, stitching on both the die cut and the negative space. A little flag, same thing. And then another little fun circle that does have the same little embossed around the outside and embossed there. So those are super fun. They are a new set of dies, obviously, in the catalog. So check those out. They're a lot of fun. Let me get some of this stuff out of my way, or I'm probably going to make a mess. Okay, so that's my sentiment. I'm going to use my sentiment out of that, and I'm going to use this little floral piece here with this stem on my actual card. So let's do some stamping. And I need a piece of scrap paper so I can put my label on it so I can actually see what I'm doing. And this label does have a tiny, oh, that one doesn't. I screwed that one up. This one does have a little bit of dimension around it. Okay, now, here we go. I've got some Petal Pink ink, and we have some Calypso Coral ink. And I have a Calypso Coral, well, it says sponge dauber. I have a color or a dauber for every color that we have, and I do mark them with the label maker. So this is my coral. So I am going to take my floral image and, well, actually I should probably do the stems first so that I know where to put the flower top, right? Okay, so here is my Just Jade, and then I've got the little stem image in here. And I am going to be stamping this a little bit off of the paper. And we're going to do it about like so. Okay. Then I'm going to bring in this little guy, and I'm going to ink it up in the Petal Pink. Okay. Then, for fun, I'm going to dip it into my Calypso Coral, tap a little bit off, and I'm just going to kind of pounce some coral right in the center. And I'm going to huff on it. So I've just kind of breathed on it. And then we're going to stamp that like so. And then you can see how fun that is with a little bit of extra color on there. And you've literally done nothing extra to get that amazing two-tone look on that. And it's blended together beautifully. It's not like you, because if you try to take a marker and color it, you're going to see like the marker lines. So using a dauber to do this type of technique is really, really easy and really fun. And I was able to do it pretty quickly. I did my swaps. I think I did 22 of them maybe. And it literally did not take me that much time at all. I just inked it up, put the dauber on there, stamped it, gave it a quick twist on my chamois, and then just did the whole process over again. Okay, so now we are needing a sentiment, and that's coming out of our lovely U, and I'm going to use the Miles Apart but Still in My Heart. Now you have to learn how to read upside down and backwards. And I need a block. Here we go. Upside down. All right, let's see if we can get this on here straight. And people always ask me where I got these little grids. Stampin' Up! Used to sell them quite a while ago. They don't anymore, but I was such a diehard user of them that I couldn't stop using them. So when they retired, I bought a couple extra packages because I just need them. Okay, there we go. It really helps me line stuff up, but you could do it yourself with like a Sharpie and a ruler, because all you really need is a black line. And then I just kind of line up my word along the black line, and that really helps me get it straight, especially on, you know, clear mount stamps where you have the rubber and the foam. It's a little more difficult. Okay, so let's try our seal again here on our little bit of embossed stuff. And whoops, I'm gonna have to practice on this. I think it shouldn't. Whoops, that didn't even work. Well, this definitely must have a learning curve, and I'm not able to do it today. Okay, but it is like, it's hard for me to get my finger off. It is fairly sticky. Okay, now we're going to put this kind of across the middle. Hopefully we get it straight. That bad eye of mine is so bad. I really need to get in there and get it done. I just haven't made it a priority. You know how that is sometimes as a mom, everybody else is a priority before you? Yeah, that's my life. Okay. Got our thick Whisper white card base. I lost my bone folder. Usually I have like 4 bone folders around here. I literally, oh, here it is. I have one. Who knows where it is? Nobody knows. All right, we're going to try this again. No, I'm going to have to figure this out, because this is not, I'm not having it right now. It's not having it with me, and I'm not having it with it. Maybe it's I'm not giving it the proper check mark action here. No, that could actually be it. Oh, okay. I think that was it. It was operator error, obviously. Okay, so on this particular card, we are going to use a white card base. When I first started my swaps, I did them all on a petal pink card base, and then when I read the rules of the swap, it said you had to have 2 layers, so I had to completely cut apart my petal pink card base. And so here they all are. Here's the other sides of my 22 petal pink card bases. And I had to mount them all on Whisper white thick cardstock because, yeah, I need to learn how to read directions, obviously. Okay, so I'm going to add our dimensionals here to the back of this piece. Come on, get off there, you. And then we're going to just kind of straddle. You can see where I've got that mess up there. This is going to cover that up perfectly. No one's going to know that there's an issue there, except I don't think that's quite straight. Okay, then I have some of these things called elegant faceted dots. And this is what was left over from me doing product shares with this particular package. So I have a few. Well, can I get them out of here? Well, I can get that out. Okay, there. Now, these little guys definitely, to me, scream petal pink. So that's what I'm going to use. Take your pick tool right here. And I think we're going to try to put on, and I could have actually moved my sentiment over a little bit. I didn't, and it is what it is. Whoever I send it to isn't going to care. Okay, so we are going to take our take your pick tool here, and maybe we will put a couple on the side, and then maybe we'll put another small one, maybe right, oops, my take your pick tool didn't want to get rid of it, right there. So these are actually kind of shimmery. They're not like rhinestones, they just are faceted in the sense that they are really catching the light. So those are really cool. I'm pretty excited about those things. Okay, so there's the one I did today. Here was my original card that then I had to cut apart because I had to put it on a white card base to follow the guidelines of the swap I was in. And then here it is jazzed up a little bit more with the darker color because I had to use my mint macaron because we didn't have our ink pads yet. So this one I've got the Just Jade there, and then a few little goodies. But you can see each time I did that technique, it's a little bit different each time. So I really think it would be really pretty with some other color combinations, like maybe, you know, like a balmy blue and a tiny bit of the misty moonlight, maybe some Highland Heather with just a kiss of gorgeous grape, like flirty flamingo with a kiss of magenta madness. So I may be playing around with some more color combinations of these things. I'll have to let you know. So that's what we got going on. Don't forget to shop with me at shoppingwithbarb.com. Also, don't forget about everything we got going on. We have the color charts available for $25. I've got my Totally Techniques online club. $30 order 6 months in a row gets you $30 back. My Artistry Blooms online class. Of course, the links to most of these things are in the description of this video. The Pick a Bundle, if you're looking to become a discount shopper, I would love, 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 love to have you on my team. We do a lot of fun stuff. And you get you pay $99, you get $125 worth of stuff, plus a bundle of your choice. Any bundle you want. This one happens to be a $60 bundle. It's the most expensive one, and it's gorgeous. Also, extra $25 in host rewards when you order $250 or host a party of that amount. One of my Paper Pumpkin subscribers is going to get a box of Sunshine later this month after I get my kit. And then, of course, our July kit is coming up in July. So, I'll bring my cards back in so you can see them. And there we go. So, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I am so glad I'm back. Hopefully, life can get back to a little bit of normalcy. And I will... Oh, my hostess code. Oh, my gosh, Pam, thank you. I need a piece of paper and a marker. Okay, here's a marker. And here is a piece of paper. So my host code for the month is, what is it? DT3, DT3, QUPPD, QUPPD. You can always find this code on my blog at barbstamps.com. And I think it's in the description of this video also. So again, thank you guys so much for watching, staying with me through all of my mess ups. It's just a constant thing with me. I never know what's going on, I swear. But I do make pretty things. So I guess even in all the craziness, I do make pretty things. So thanks again, you guys, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.